Find me thankful, find me on my knees. Find me dreaming, find me singing, find me lost in your breeze. Find me grateful, find me thankful, find me on my knees. Find me dreaming, find me singing, find me lost in your grace. Find me grateful, find me. Stronger than the power of grace, and it's constant through the trials and the pain. One thing remains. One thing
And I'll never ever have to be afraid, 'cause this one thing remains. One thing, oh, one thing remains. Never breaks, never gives up, never runs out.
Never was alone. Never was alone. Never run out on me.
Good morning. I'm a little hot, I think. Good morning and welcome. I'm Reverend John Riley. Well, I meant like loud. I think you know what I meant. Good morning, I'm Reverend John Riley. I have the joy of serving as your senior minister here at Unity Palo Alto Spiritual Center, and I'd like to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you who are in person, those of you who are joining us online, we're so grateful for your presence. And if you're watching us during the week, just know that you're at the right place at the right time right now. Unity is a global spiritual community, welcoming people from all walks of life, seeking a deeper experience of spirituality in their lives, a greater sense of health, wholeness, and abundance, people looking for spiritual growth, transformation, or to simply do life better. We teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to help you live a more joyful and abundant life. We're so blessed this morning to have with us Rusty Gaylord as our platform leader, Marta LeDuc as our soloist, Russell Norman on piano, and Ron E. Beck on drums. And so I'd like you all to stand as Margot leads us in song this morning.
All right. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy I said I'm choosing today.
Woo, yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rusty Gaylord. I am happy to be your platform leader here at Unity Palo Alto this morning and like to welcome you all. Unity here in Palo Alto is part of a worldwide movement of prayer and publishing and education, teaching positive, practical, spiritual principles that you can apply every day to live a more joyful and abundant life. I think that's what we all want, more joy and abundance in our life, so we get to practice these principles throughout our life. We have 5 core principles that we use in guiding us in this journey. The first principle is God is, that there is one power and presence, active and present here in the universe, and it is God, the good omnipotent. Whether you use the word God or universe or love or life or universal intelligence, whatever word you want to use to describe it, it is that power and presence which we can experience all around us. Our second principle is I am, that power and presence is not out there somewhere, it is here. It is present in this room. Is it in you? It is in me. It is in each one of us and in all living things and all creation. Our third principle is the law of mind action, that we have the power to influence the world and our experience of the world through our thinking. Our fourth principle is the practice of meditation and prayer, because it is through the practice of meditation and prayer that we create with this creative and constructive experience of love and abundance and joy that we call God. And it allows it to express as you and through you. And finally, our fifth principle is the practical application, because we don't just do this on Sundays when we're here or when you're listening during the week. We do this throughout our life. It's through the practical application of these principles and tools that we become who we were intended to be, which is living expressions of God. These 5 principles guide us in living into our vision statement, which is on the screen, and I invite you to say it all together with me. Centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is. And now for our call to worship song. And now a reading from the Daily Word. Today's daily word is kindness. I will read the affirmation and then invite you to affirm it with me. I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. Will you affirm that with me? I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. It is my nature to be kind. Divine love is inherent within me, part of my spiritual identity. Opportunities abound to be kind, and I hold that intention today. Ideas will fill my mind, perhaps as a nudge to call a neighbor, send a note, extend a smile, or give a compliment. Practicing kindness includes sharing my gifts in ways that allow me to express my individuality by giving of myself. Focusing on kindness, I am patient in all my dealings and resist easy judgments and prejudices. I am keenly aware that challenging situations can frustrate me, but I also welcome them as occasions to call upon my higher self as a loving and peaceful being. The more I practice kindness, the more easily it becomes the song of my heart and the way of my life. The scripture reading is from Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9. Render true judgments, show kindness and mercy to one another.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. What they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, and I think to myself, what a wonderful
Thank you, Margot. Just breathe in that wonderfulness. What a wonderful world we live in. Yes? You're a little unsure there today, I think. What a wonderful world we live in. Yes? Well, today, the idea is that we are here to awaken to abundance. Awaken to abundance. See, abundance isn't something that we need to strive for. It's never something we lack. It's the principle of the allness of God. It's the principle of divine intelligence and divine ideas and inspiration And it's the principle of substance that through which we create our prosperity. And so when we're thinking about this idea of abundance, I go back to the scripture, the idea that you were a child of the Most High, you are meant to live an abundant life. Would you affirm that? I am a child of the Most High. Would you affirm that with me together? I am a child of the Most High, and I have come here. I am meant to live an abundant life. Together, I am meant to live an abundant life. Yes, it is true, and so it is. And so we accept it. Except we don't. We ought to accept it, I suppose. There are lots of reasons why we don't accept it. But you know what really comes to me, I was reading Discover the Power Within Me, a book by Unity minister and author Eric Butterworth. And he said this about this, because I think one of the blocks that we have, probably the first block that we have to it, is this idea that we are divine in nature, that we have potential within us. Eric Butterworth says this, in Unity, we understand that the Christ is not a person. It's not Jesus. But Christ is the degree of consciousness that Jesus has attained. And it's the degree of potential consciousness within each one of you that dwells in each person. As Paul said, the Christ in you, your hope of glory. That divine potential that is within us. And yet so often we're ignoring that divine potential. That's what we might call sin in Unity, is just simply the fact that we're forgetting that idea. Butterworth goes on to say, if we recognize this vital and dynamic truth, this spiritual unity with God, that if we know that you are God's beloved child, endowed with divine intelligence, divine life, divine substance, and that your highest inheritance of the kingdom is prepared for you from the fountain of the world, then the rest of the gospel stories make sense, fall into place. The miracles, the teachings, even the final overcoming and resurrection, becoming purely academic, for they are an outgrowth of this great discovery. If we only recognize that truth, that within you lies everything that you need in this very moment to overcome whatever is you are facing, whatever you're facing in this time. And that's really the ongoing teaching that Jesus taught, was that you are divine in nature. You have that potentiality within you. So other than accepting it, other than knowing that, and it's more than an intellectual knowing, right? We have to really, as they say, put it in your bones. You have to really understand it. It has to be something that is felt. And the more you understand it and the more you practice it, the more you begin to embody that idea. And the more quickly you begin to embrace that idea in your daily life, because that's really what it's all about. Just bringing that essence of you to what you have to offer to your daily life. But some of the challenges that we have are, we judge ourselves. We judge ourselves to be not worthy. We judge ourselves to be not good enough. We all have that shadow side in us, right? That idea that we're separate, that idea that we're less than, because we are thinking of this, Christ's potential as the ultimate, and I'm so far from that. And yet the potential is still there to bring out just a little more of that goodness and to experience a little more of that idea of abundance in every areas of our lives. And so, along the way, we'll make mistakes. We'll make errors. We'll have lapses in judgment. We might have thought that was the best idea at the time, and it turns out, man, not so much. So that happens in life. Anybody ever make a mistake in their life? Great, 3 people, fantastic. It's easy to get pulled down in that self-judgment. It's easy to get pulled down in the judgment of other people. How many, don't raise your hand for this one, but you know that there's someone who is judging you. There's someone whom you have judged. We're looking at them and saying, oh, well, that ain't the Christ presence over there. You see what that guy just did? And what we're really looking at is a reflection of ourselves. What really ticks us off are the things that are within us that we're just upset about ourselves. So instead of getting all upset about somebody, when you see it out there, we can use it as a learning tool. We also get pulled down. We get pulled down and get caught up by all of the rigmarole. That's my new favorite spiritual word, rigmarole. Out in the world. Anybody hear any rigmarole this last week? And it's so easy to get pulled down into it. I mean, look at the news and there's plenty of rigmarole. You know, talk to your neighbors and you'll find rigmarole all over the place. I got a bag of rigmarole right here for you. There's just so much going on in the world because it happens. And so this idea of living into that Christ potential, of that abundance, becoming aware of that abundance in your life, doesn't mean that all of that stuff will go away. It just means it won't have as much impact on you. It won't drag you down quite as far or for quite as long. As we learn to let go and release those stories that are going on in the world and go back to the story of who you come here to be. Go back to that story of that divine presence within you, that potential within you. Now, there'll be times when we'll get dragged down. There'll be times when we will feel that our inalienable rights have been taken away from us. That our rights to care for our body in the way that we think is the right way to care for it and to have access to health care simply because of the gender that we were assigned at birth. There will be things like that. And the question isn't so much of it creates anger in us. It creates frustration within us. And the question is, how are you going to deal with that anger? And how are you going to move through it? In whatever situation you might be facing. Are you going to react and act in anger? Or are you going to take a moment to pause, to presence yourself, and to get back into that state of knowing so that you can move forward in a way that's productive, in a way that's healthy, in a way that brings good to humanity. Rusty, would you do me a favor and hand me my water bottle? I'm parched. Thank you. And I think part of the idea that challenges us is this scripture, and it also frees us. I think it's both. It challenges us and it frees us. It was Jesus speaking after the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5, verse 38. You've heard it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. And if someone slaps you on one cheek, then turn the other cheek also. So, on the face of it, if you looked at that just simply from a perspective of literally translating it, of course, an eye for an eye is how we would like to react, right? When we get angry, when we want to go and act out some of that rigmarole. But an eye for an eye just simply makes the whole world blind. It creates more anger. It creates more hatred. It creates more violence in the world. And so when you look at the other part of the scripture, turn the other cheek, people think, if you looked at it literally, that means I have to become a doormat. I have to say, okay, it's okay. Here, hit me on this side too. That's not the message that I believe Jesus was trying to make. Because it's a statement of consciousness. So if you feel hurt, if you feel like you've been slapped, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling that consciousness, don't act out in that consciousness of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If you're feeling that anger and frustration, take a moment to pause and turn your consciousness to the other side. Turn your consciousness to empowerment. Turn your consciousness to peace that you can create, to change that you can create through peace. Turn your consciousness from anger and frustration to love and acceptance and harmony within you. You see, this is a within you thing, right? It's not, and it is acted out. It is acted out between two people, but it first begins within you. Studies have shown that Anger, the trigger, the emotion that hits us in our brain and in the amygdala, runs through our systems in about 90 seconds. Now, how many of you have gotten over your anger in 90 seconds? No, because we add fuel to it, right? We just pour on the eye for an eye. We pour on the stories. We pour on the frustration. And then we got to go tell 10 people about it so that they're angry. And then 20 years later, I can bring it up and, let me just get the lighter fluid, and up it comes. But if we just allowed that anger to be and to say, okay, there's something in here that isn't right. I'm feeling that I'm diminished. I'm feeling that my rights have been taken away. I'm feeling that, something weird is happening in the universe. Feel it. And then turn the other cheek to a consciousness of, what can I do to empower myself? What can I do to lift myself up and lift my voice up so that I am heard? So that people understand this is what I think we should do. So often, we get caught up in the anger that the anger is like electricity. The anger is like electricity. It is seeking the fastest ground. It's seeking the ground. And it will go to along the path of least resistance. So, and we all know this, right? Either you experience this in your families, or if you have any emotional system like work or neighbors or something like that, someone gets angry, right? It just trickles down through the family, through the kids, to the dog, until the dog gets hit and is running away. That's anger unmanaged. That's anger in action, in reaction. But anger as a response is measured, is empowering, and it does create good in the world if we bring it into that experience, into that side of our consciousness. Anger's not bad. Fear's not bad. It can be very helpful at times. It's just a state of being in a moment, and in 90 seconds you can turn it around to empowerment, to a healthy conversation. Using all of your spiritual tools. I tell you, it's going to take all of your spiritual tools to do it in 90 seconds. But that's better than 90 months. It's better than 90 years. It's better than taking it to our grave. So there's some things that we can do to help us move through that idea. And the first part of it is, I love this idea, refuse to be a victim. Because anger is part of a victim consciousness. There are 4 phases of consciousness: victim, victor, vessel, and verity. Things that are done to me, things that are done as me, things that are done through me. To me, by me, through me, as me. Okay, anyway. So victim consciousness, everything's happening to me. Everything out there is coming at me and causing my fear and frustration. Victor consciousness is an overcoming of all of those things that are out there and being the one to be the hero on. I'm overcoming. Vessel consciousness is when we let go and allow that divine presence to flow through us. And verity consciousness is knowing that you are that divine presence. You are that Christ consciousness, that potentiality here expressing. So when you're feeling that anger, realize that that's your victim consciousness coming along. Refuse to be the victim and step into your own power. Step into your awareness that you are stronger, you are wiser, you are more worthy, and that you have within you all of that divine intelligence that you can draw upon. Seek first the kingdom of God, and then all things will be added unto you. That's the primary teaching, right? Seek first that understanding, that Christ consciousness within you, that divinity, that compassion, that love, that understanding, that strength, that wisdom. Seek first that, and then act, and then move forward. And as you seek first, all of the things will be added unto you. As you get into that divine presence and just know, okay, I am part of this infinite tapestry of life, love, and wisdom, that abundance flows through me, to me, as me. when we get into that mode, the answers come. Your good comes. The ideas that lead you down the path of financial prosperity come. The intuition that leads you into a more rich and rewarding relationship with your significant others come. When you get centered and present in that essence of who you are. Refuse to be the victim. Seek first the kingdom of God and take action to make manifest your abundance. I love that affirmation from the Daily Word. I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. Would you affirm that with me together? I am love in action, sharing acts in kindness. Now let's add an exclamation point to the end of it, just for the heck. Together, I am love in action, sharing acts of kindness. What a great way to put into action change in the world. What a great way to put into action love in the world, kindness in the world, because we know that that which we give to life, we receive from life. It can be anger and victimness, or it can be empowerment, love and kindness. Turn your ideas into steps that will uplift you and the planet. You are a child of the Most High. You are here to express your abundance, to express your goodness. Own it. Yes, that's who I am. Am I going to do it right all the time? Probably not. And that's okay. With practice, you'll experience it more and more. You will experience more and more of your abundance. You will experience more and more of your goodness. And you will create more abundance and prosperity in the world. You will be the source of it. That's really the true meaning of a love offering. It's giving as source. Not through source, not by me, here's your love offering. And not to me, oh God, they're asking for money again. All of those are states of consciousness, but recognize how you deal with money on a daily basis, with your bills, with your relatives, with your daily meals, with giving a tip. Are you expending all that energy with love and kindness and compassion, or begrudgingly, angrily, bitterly, and see how it comes back to you? The same thing goes in relationships. Are you giving to your relationships out of a sense of well, you owe me, out of a tally mark? Well, I did this for you, and now you have to do that for me. Or are you giving just for the sake of giving love and compassion and help and support? And sometimes that help and support means no. Sometimes no is the most loving thing that you can give another person. So see how you're giving to the world. Step into that flow of abundance in your life. And finally, give thanks. Give thanks for the abundance that we have in the world. And I tell you, if you're listening, if you're sitting here in this sanctuary, you have some abundance. You have some good in your life. If you're watching me in the live stream right now, there is good in your life. I guarantee it. It's just a matter of seeking it, of finding it, of becoming aware of that good so that you can give thanks and be grateful in it. Because that gratitude does what? Creates more abundance. Do you guys get it? Not all of it, that's okay. Kindness. Yes, because that love creates more kindness coming back to you. That compassion creates more what in you? Anything? Joy, happiness, love, a sense of self, a sense of worth, a sense of, gosh, look what I did. And not from an egoic perspective, although ego may play a part in it, but from just a pure sense of self. Yes, I created good in the world today. Acknowledge it and give thanks. Give thanks for it. And just practice those things this week, and then I want to know, how did it work out? We're going to be talking about expressing abundance next week, and we'll give you a quick explanation of the 7 keys to the kingdom, the 7 keys of living into the abundance of life, of living into that. And then if you want to dive deeper with me, the Keys to the Kingdom class begins on a Tuesday sometime in a couple weeks into July. If you really want to dig deep, if you're ready to dig deep. I am a child of the Most High. Let me make sure I got it right here. I am meant to live an abundant life. I am a child of the Most High. I am meant to live an abundant life. I am a child of the Most High, and I am meant to live an abundant life. Would you affirm that with me together? I am a child of the Most High, and I am meant to live an abundant life. Let's take that into our time of meditation and affirmative prayer. I'll invite you to take a nice, deep, cleansing breath and close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or simply soften your gaze. Breathing into this present moment, just become aware of your body temple. Become aware of wherever there might be stress or strain. It's simply seeking a ground. With the breath, feel Mother Earth beneath you. Feel the ground beneath you. Wiggle your toes. Allow it to anchor you in this present moment. Allow gravity to drain any stress or strain that you have in your body. Breathing deep in this present moment, we observe our thoughts and emotions. Any sense of anger, frustration, confusion, concern, just allow it to drift away. Allow those thoughts to be pulled into earth as you ground your thoughts in spirit. Allowing your emotions to settle without any story, just being. Any thoughts or concerns or emotions that bubble up, we just simply bless them and allow them to drift away. With a nice, deep, cleansing breath, we bring our attention to our heart space. From our heart, we experience a sense of gratitude. Grateful for all of the good, all of the abundance and prosperity that we have in our life right now. Grateful for all of the things that we experience in our relationships that are good. Bring to mind something that you are deeply appreciative of, something that brings you a sense of gratitude and brings a smile to your face. Allow that love, that gratitude to well up within you. Bless you. Feeling that energy flowing through you, we surround each other in this room. We extend this loving energy to our spiritual community, to our friends and our family. Sending this love out into the world. To anyone whom we've put outside of our heart, whom we may be holding a grudge or unforgiveness towards, we simply send the energy of harmony without any expectations, just allowing it to flow as you. Allowing it to flow in the stillness of the silence. And with this love in our heart, we affirm, I am a child of the Most High. I am one with the infinite flow of life, love, and wisdom. I am strong, I am empowered, I am worthy. And I allow this energy to flow through me with ease and grace. We surround all of the prayers in our prayer chest with this same loving energy. And if you have a prayer request, I invite you to submit it online or in our prayer box at the back of the sanctuary. We hold the same energy for all of the world, national, state, and local leaders, seeing them making wise and loving decisions for peace on earth, goodwill, equality, and justice for all people. And for this time together, for this sacred, uplifting space that we co-create, let us celebrate by singing the Alleluia. And with a nice, deep cleansing breath, let us return our attention to this space and this time as we gently open our eyes and become aware of the abundance in our lives. I invite you to hold that energy of love with you and let it guide you throughout this day. Let it be your guide in everything that you do. And now we step into that spiritual experience of living in the flow of abundance as we give from that love. There are so many ways in which you can support our spiritual community. However you decide to give it with love. For it is your love that uplifts us. It's your financial donations that keep us here, keep the lights on. And as we are here together, we allow that love to flow with ease and grace. The affirmation that we say is on the screen. And I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Margot. Whew. Well, if you couldn't tell from that, we are a welcoming and a vibrant community. There is a lot going on here. At Unity Palo Alto, there are a couple of announcements I would like to share with you. The first one is the keys to the kingdom. Reverend John made reference to that in his talk earlier. And if you were one of those who, like I was a little baffled by some of the questions he was asking, he said, "Are you getting this?" It's like, I think so. Or he also said, you are a child of the Most High, and you are meant to live an abundant life. If you would like to believe that a little bit more deeply and gain some practices and tools to help you do so, the Keys to the Kingdom is your place to go. Starting on Tuesdays in a couple of weeks in July, on July 12th at 7 p.m. It's going to be hybrid. It's both here at Unity Palo Alto in person as well as live streamed. So you are invited. You can get more information on the website at unitypaloalto.org. Also, would like to let you know that our hospitality team is up and running. So thank you to those of you who are a part of that. Yes, please do clap. So just a brief announcement about that. If you do like to bring food and contribute in that way, please know that you are welcome to do so. And please know that we do not have a way to store things here. So whatever you bring with you, whatever's left, take it home with you at the end. And for those of you who are so kind as to be providing this service, we would love to bless you. So for those of you who are part of the hospitality team, will you please stand and give us an opportunity to bless you? Thank you. We will do it using our normal blessing, which is on the screen. Yes, it is. Excellent. So to the hospitality team, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ consciousness expressing as you. Thank you. Please go ahead and be seated. We will just like to greet each other here, so please, for those of you who are in the service, please hold your greetings until we get out into the courtyard. For those of you who are with us online, either live here today on Sunday or at any time during the week, we invite you to do a greeting right here, right now. Just go to the chat and say hello to each other. Is there anyone who is here for the first time or back from a long absence? We would love to welcome you. If so, do we have any newcomers or people returning from a long absence? We do not here in person. If we do online, you are welcome to take fill in the online virtual greeting card, just letting us know who you are. You can find that at unitypaloalto.org/live and scroll down just a bit. And finally, it is the last Sunday of the month. And as the last Sunday of the month, we have the opportunity to bless everybody, to bless all of ourselves, not just the hospitality team, but including the hospitality team. And we will use the same blessing that we used with the hospitality team, which hopefully is appearing magically on the screen behind me, and it is. And so let's all stand and do that together. So for all of us, we'll say it together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ consciousness expressing as you. And so it is. Please remain standing, and we will sing our final song together.
Uh-oh. There we go. So just one quick announcement. One more quick announcement before we go. So next week is the 4th of July weekend, and often we have our Q&A service, but I'm going to finish this talk up to next week. And then the following Sunday is our Q&A service. So any of those questions that you didn't get today, write them down. And any questions about unity, about where we're headed, anything that you'd like of a spiritual nature or otherwise, feel free to take note of them over the next couple of weeks. I'll have an opportunity online for you to fill it out as well. And then during the service, the whole service will be answering those questions. That's the 2 weeks. Thank you, Paul. And now, our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Did you take
Find me on my